Hey everybody, it's your man Dr. L. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. And we are welcoming you to Faith and Justice podcast with my man Dr. B.
I am Dr. B. I'm honored to be with my colleague with our earned PhDs. All glory to God, and we're happy to have us. The reason why we say earned because a lot of people ain't got earned; they got honoraries, but we earned what God's given us. All glory to God.
Yes. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. And this is a new podcast that Dr. B and I decided to start because we wanted to talk about a lot of social issues and what's going on in the community. And he's obviously going to come from the faith side of this right? This podcast is called Faith and Justice, and I'm going to come from the criminal justice aspect of it. And we're going to ask some very serious questions. Can we have faith in the criminal justice system? Can we have faith in the church? Can we have faith in Black folks? All that kind of stuff. What say you, Dr. B?
Truth, and we have to be truthful. We have to speak the truth no matter what color it lands on, because it is an issue. But faith is right, justice is right, and you got to make sure that we have the right people, the right mindset to go further.
Very good. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it, tell your enemies about it. Let's make it grow. Let's make it do what it do. Today, we're going to talk about two different stories here. And the first one is we're going to talk about, hope to talk about it. And that is the one about domestic violence. And that is occurring with Sha Carrie Richardson and her arrest at an airport, subsequent to her actions at an airport. Sha Carrie Richardson being the Olympic sprinter, who was, in a confrontation with her boyfriend at I believe it's in Tacoma, Washington, or Seattle, Washington airport. And in that situation, have you heard about this, Dr. B? You know anything about it? You read about it?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I will tell you also, as a marriage counselor, there are a lot of women who like to put their hands on their man, and if it's wrong for the man, it's wrong for the woman too as well. And many women have justified putting their hands on their man because, well, I'm smaller, I'm weaker. It's like a gnat hitting them. The bottom line is domestic violence is wrong either way.
Man, that's interesting that they would try to justify that type of thing. And so I played a video on my other channel, Dr. L's podcast.
Yes, sir.
I played a video in which there were two young toddlers, right? And they were having a cute little argument about them being in diapers. And if I would have thought about it, I would have queued it up here. But cute little argument about them being in diapers. One was saying, you are a baby because you're wearing a diaper. The other one's saying, I'm not a baby. Boy and a girl, and the boy is saying, you are a baby. The girl saying, I'm not a baby. I'm, whatever. Whatever she says, whatever she thinks in her mind. And what was interesting to me is that the girl would then start touching the boy.
Oh, my goodness.
And the people are watching this, obviously videotaping this on their cell phone or some other device, and never corrected the girl about touching the boy.
Correct.
I pointed that out. We want to know about this entitlement that's going on, everything you just mentioned. I can tell you the same thing goes on in criminal justice situations. Girls think it's okay, or ladies think it's okay to put their hands on these boys, and that no one is ever correcting them along the way.
Yeah. The culture in America is definitely, it's all right for a woman to hit a man, but it's not right for a man to hit a woman. So there's many facets. Facet number one is that usually the girl has seen the mother put her hands on the man. So it's, I can do this because I can get away with it. But respect is needed on both parties, and you cannot do that. But again, it's our culture that says it's all right for a woman to hit a man. No, it is not all right. And then if a man does have a problem with that, then he's, you being effeminate. No, I don't like to be hit upon. Now, if you do some S&M, that's a different story. Amen. But that wasn't that wasn't S&M in the airport. She was frustrated. Apparently, he had done something. So apparently, he had said something. Maybe he had flirted. But again, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting phenomenon, and people think that this is some new phenomenon. But I can remember when I was in grammar school and in middle school, girls saying this exact thing to me. You know, I can hit you, you can't hit me back. So I've heard other people saying that, you know, this is something new. No, this was going on. And listen, I'm in my 50s. And so I heard this when girls would tell me this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you know, and it developed in me while I couldn't articulate it. It developed in me.
Sure.
I got to stay away from these little girls because I'll get in trouble. I'll get suspended. Seriously.
So since you are retired, honored police officer, how many years, sir?
I did 24.
24 years. How many arrests did you see where it was a woman instigated versus the man?
That's an interesting question. And I don't know if I can really quantify that because I never really thought about it. I do remember going through trainings and people saying that that we had to do trainings to try to tell us that sometimes these women will instigate things. And I remember being on scene with different officers, and it was almost let me dive into this a little bit here.
All right,
because when we had these trainings, right? So the way that in particular, I was a police officer in Connecticut. So Connecticut was, you had to stay there, as police officers could not leave the scene. And anytime there was domestic violence, now it's called intimate partner violence. 5 years would be called something different. But we had domestic violence training. And so that training said, and the mandate from the state said, police officers got to the scene and you had to take some action, and you couldn't leave the scene until that was done. And if there was probable cause to make an arrest, probable cause meaning that you believe a crime has occurred and this person committed the crime. So if you got probable cause, then you were mandated to make an arrest. In other situations, you may have probable cause, police officer may have probable cause and not make an arrest. An example of that would be, maybe there's a 12-year-old who stole a candy bar, or as a matter of fact, there was a 15-year-old one time. It was a 15-year-old black kid, and there's a police officer. I was a supervisor at the time. White police officer gets there and to the local store, and the 15-year-old black kid had stolen a box of condoms. And so the white police officer told the manager of the store, I'm not arresting this kid. He's trying to take care of himself. It's whatever it was, $5. And the police officer was going to pay for it. Just to keep from locking this black kid up, giving him a record. And I was a supervisor. I was so impressed. I'm like, thank you, brother. And he's like, no, this is no big deal. Right. But other such, if he would have run into the wrong cop, that 15-year-old would have been thrown, would have gone down, right? Yeah. So that's just an example of what probable cause. The police officer had the probable cause, videotapes, all this kind of stuff, but the officer decided not to do it. But in the state domestic violence situation, you are mandated. You must make the arrest so people don't go home and fight. You don't leave the situation, go home, fight, and then something more tragically happens.
Understood.
So that's the situation with probable cause, right? In this, I totally forgot my train of thought. Why was I talking about that?
You talking about, I asked you how many arrests were made because of the woman started the fight versus the man.
Right. Very good. So again, we had to have this training. So my time in the police department, even though we had this training, it was still foreign in the officers' minds that the woman started the fight. We had the trainings. They sat through the same thing I did, but when they got to the situation, even if the guy, sometimes they would look and say we would look for defensive wounds, right? So sometimes if you grab the girl's arms and just hold her down, they would look at that as some type of aggression. But I would be defending for the guy, saying, no, listen, he's just holding her down, keeping her away. Nah. We got to arrest the guy. And these are actual debates that we would have about this situation. And again, we had the trainings. If you can, no matter who you are, in a domestic violence situation, in a situation with a complete stranger, you have every right to defend yourself.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean you start taking blows, start applying blows and punches, but it does mean you can restrain them, which is very often what men were doing, was restraining their girlfriends and or wives in these situations. And we're going to watch this video with Sha Carrie. We see this brother walking away, Had it, I was almost guaranteeing you, had this not been this hyper surveillance environment that we live in, and she called the police,
Yeah,
at minimum, he would
I
have
know where
been
you're going.
arrested too. He would have been arrested too.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the situation that we're dealing with. So how many times? I don't know. I can't recall off the top of my head any type of numbers about that, but there is a guy who does delve into that. His name is Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. He teaches at, I want to say, Fresno State.
Okay.
He's someone I follow on YouTube, and he looks into those types of numbers quite frequently, as to how much violence is bidirectional, or in some situations where the woman is the aggressor. And then there are some research, now that I think about it, there is some research saying that many times, I don't know the percentage, I don't want to misspeak, but many times that the woman is the aggressor because of exactly what I said, that no one has ever told them don't hit a man.
That's correct.
And they will look at your walking away, you're turning your back, you're trying to get away, you're trying to get out the door as signs of weakness, and try to pounce on that weakness.
Sir, again, is a fact, and you know, it's not good, and I know about it myself in the past, but it's something that it is wrong to hit for any reason at all. You got to take your aggression out. You cannot do it on the person that you say you love. Whether you walk away, but show me the video, because I've never seen the video. I think I saw a little bit of it, but I've never seen the video itself.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna play it here. This comes from Sun Sport News, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute it because there's people talking and all that kind of stuff.
Now, do you have any kids together?
I don't know anything about the relationship, how long they've been together, or anything like that. I don't think Sha Carrie has a kid. I think she's young. She's still doing her Olympic thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
I know she's very young though.
Yeah. We can try. I'll try to find an article to read through this here and figure out the ages and all that, how long they've been together and what they plan to do. But let me pull it up here. Share screen.
And please check out our website, people, as well. Please check out our website. Oh, okay.
All right. So this is them at the bottom there. There's obviously a circle. It is muted. This video, I'm gonna, here we go.
Oh, bump.
Second bump.
Yeah.
Push.
Oh, Lord.
See him turning his back, trying to get away.
Yeah. Another bump. Oh,
I think that's just a replay there.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's bump.
Grabs him. Yeah.
Now you're gonna hear me today.
No, there's a little punch right there. Yeah, that was a slap. It was a slap or a punch right there. Let me see if I can play it again here.
The brother's not hitting her back.
No, he's not.
I applaud him. Oh, wow. She checked her like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Wow.
This might be on a loop right now, but
yeah. And the police walking. The police just walk by it. Wow. That's deep, man. She put her hands on her.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find the they're obviously talking right here.
Yeah, let me look it up too as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the pause button here.
All right.
Okay, you found some info?
Yeah, so this happened on July 27th, 2025, Seattle airport. It was her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, at a TSA checkout point. She shoved him multiple times, including once against the wall, against a pillar, grabbed his backpack, threw a pair of headphones at. Arrest and release. She was arrested on 4th-degree domestic violence. You got to translate that for her, sir. She was booked into jail, released in 24 hours. Coleman did not press charges. The case was dropped. They just started dating in February 2025.
Mm.